This is the Tamobyke Moped Style 1500W electric bike, and just looking at it, you can tell it stands out. Right in front of me, it's got that moped-inspired style, sort of a cool urban cruiser vibe, with a sturdy frame and chunky 20-inch fat tires that look like they could roll over just about anything. I remember the first time unboxing it, I was actually a bit intimidated by the size and weight. It's a hefty bike, close to 93 pounds, and you definitely notice that as soon as you pick it up. But as soon as it's all set up, it really gives off that sense of stability and strength, almost like you're getting on a small electric motorbike, rather than a typical bicycle. From my experience, the design of this bike is pretty practical too. The frame feels solid, very well put together, and I actually like the way the saddle is shaped. It's got that flat moped seat, which is comfortable for longer distances, and you ride in a more upright position, which is nice for daily commutes or even weekend errands. I'm someone who likes a smooth ride, and those fat tires really absorb a lot of the little bumps and cracks you find on rough roads or trails. There's also dual suspension, which is just fantastic, especially if you're riding on mixed surfaces. The bike comes equipped with a front basket that holds up to 60 pounds, which is super handy. I wasn't sure I'd use it much at first, but now I end up tossing my backpack or groceries in there almost every time I ride. When it comes to experience, I want to get into the range and the overall performance. On my first ride, I charged up both batteries overnight, installed them, and made sure they were locked into the frame. A really simple click and lock system. As soon as I powered on, the LCD screen lit up, showing all the basics like speed, range, and what mode I was in. I started with just throttle-only mode, no pedaling at all, which is honestly one of my favorite things about electric bikes. A quick twist on the throttle and I was off, hitting about 28 miles an hour on flat roads. The acceleration is pretty quick and you feel that power from the 1500-watt peak motor. I decided to really test the range, keeping it in pedal assist level 5 and throttle only, just to see what it could do with zero pedaling from me. A lot of people ask if these range estimates are real, so here's what I got. After a little over an hour of just cruising, sometimes hitting a bit of wind, going over bridges and climbing a few short hills, the battery still had some juice left. I hit around 44 miles before the last bar started flashing, and I decided to call it, which is pretty solid considering the conditions. The cool thing is, if you do pedal a bit or ride in pedal assist 4 instead of 5, you'll easily squeeze out a few extra miles. But just to be clear, if you're in a really hilly area or riding in very cold weather, you might see less range. My rides were mostly flat roads here in Florida, with only a couple of short hills, so conditions were pretty ideal. Talking about key features, let's touch on stopping power and safety. The hydraulic brakes are hands down one of my favorite upgrades on this Tamobyke. They feel super responsive, and even going just under 30 miles per hour, I felt totally in control, stopping quickly if I had to. For riding in city traffic or through neighborhoods, that peace of mind is huge. The lighting setup is also great. The headlight is bright, and the brake light plus turn signals make me feel a lot more visible, especially at night or early in the morning. I think this is something a lot of people overlook, but after a few close calls on other e-bikes, I'm thankful for those extra safety features. I have to say, the riding comfort is another area that really stands out. Dual suspension means, even if you take it off-road, over some gravel or rough pavement, you aren't going to get that jarring, bone-rattling ride you might expect. The fat tires help with this a lot too. For my commutes, I actually look for excuses to take the longer, bumpier route, just because it's actually enjoyable now. One thing I get asked a lot is about assembly. This was something I was a bit nervous about because I'm not really someone who's super mechanical. The bike comes about 85 to 90% assembled, but because of the weight and size, it really helps to have a friend around for the last little bit. The instructions included were pretty detailed, and all the tools you need come in the box, but expect to spend 30 to 45 minutes if you're new to this. That being said, once it's together, you really feel like you're getting a full-featured quality bike. Now, there are a few things I wasn't so thrilled about. The weight is probably my biggest gripe. At over 90 pounds, moving this thing up steps or loading it into a car can be a workout. So, if you're living upstairs or need to lift your bike a lot, it's worth thinking about. The kickstand is also a little steep. On some surfaces, I've had the bike tip over, which isn't a huge deal but can be annoying if you're parked on uneven ground. Another thing is the front suspension's limits. I noticed if you're carrying a lot of weight up front, like with a loaded basket, sometimes the suspension bottoms out more than I'd like. As for regulations, the power and top speeds mean you should check your local rules before going full throttle everywhere. In some places, you might need to stick to lower speeds or wear additional safety gear. I'm in an area where these bikes are pretty common, but it won't hurt to make sure you're not breaking any laws on your daily ride. From my experience, this bike is made for anyone who wants a serious commuter that doubles as a weekend fun machine. It's perfect for daily errands, commuting to work, or exploring trails and back roads. The removable battery is also awesome if you need to take it inside to charge. I actually have a small apartment, so not having to carry the whole bike to an outlet makes a real difference. In conclusion, I'd recommend the Tamobyke Moped Style 1500W electric bike if you're looking for a powerful e-bike that bridges the gap between a bicycle and a small electric scooter. The strong motor, long-lasting battery, and real comfort features make it stand out, especially if you prioritize stability, safety, and versatility. Sure, it's heavy and maybe a bit much if you want something you can carry upstairs daily, but for everyday riding, commuting, and even a bit of adventure, it's hard to beat. If you found this quick review helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more honest experiences and leave a comment below if you have any questions or want to share your own thoughts about the Tamobyke. Thank you for watching.